Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Karter before here bringing you another Minecraft War 1 vehicle tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the engine car for the Zaamurets armored train. The Zaamurets armored train was a train that was constructed in 1916 and saw some service in World War I, but its main service life coming in the Russian Civil War. The train itself was built in 1916 in the Odessa rail yards and was used by the Tsar army in the Galician front. The train eventually saw service in the Russian Civil War, which drew the Russians out of World War I, and the conflict saw it exchange hands a couple times between the two factions, the White and Red armies. The train itself later on went to see service with the Chinese, and other than that, not really much is known on what the end of its story really comes down to. The beginning of its life is also very unknown, as obviously records during that time, not that well kept. It's a very interesting train and very familiar, just looking at the Battlefield 1 train, which is highly based off of the Zaamurets armored train. Now this train here in front of us is based off of the Battlefield 1 pretty thoroughly, as Battlefield 1's model is pretty good representation of the Zaamurets. It's very hard to find pictures, and the pictures you do find that are of the Zaamurets train are very different from each other. This train went under several different names, such as Orlik, BP4, Lenin, and train number 105, with the exchange of hands and stuff like that. So it's very difficult to kind of keep a good track on, what really the Zaamurets was, and what it was at its beginning of its lifespan. So very interesting train, and very cool nonetheless. Before we go and jump in and take a look at it, I want to go and give a big shout out to Ace Tinker Plays for winning our little giveaway that I had on the channel's community page. Make sure to check out my community page from time to time. I'm going to try to do more of those little giveaways and stuff like that, and all that. So one of the rewards that he won for the giveaway was a vehicle request of his choice, and he requested the Zaamurets armored train, which I feel a lot of you guys are not going to be disappointed of, because this train has been asked for quite a while. So I hope you guys all do enjoy it. Now this tutorial will be built in parts, largely just because there's a lot of parts to it, so it would be very easy to break it down in parts more. And plus you'll be able to maybe build your own little trains, customize them, maybe do like some different cars and stuff like that in it if you really want to. So it kind of gives you a little bit more playability having each car individual, so you can kind of pick and choose what you want to have on your train itself. But we will be building the 4 cars, and each part will kind of go more in detail for each of those cars. Anyways, going ahead and starting off with, we're going to go and take a look at the engine of the train and just take a look at all the detail what we got going on here before we go and dive into building it. So to begin with, we have obviously the locomotive of the train itself. Obviously, as you can see, it's armored, hence why it is a armored train. But yeah, it's very interesting in looks and all that stuff. I do really like it. In the front here, obviously, we have all the detail, the front of the locomotive, the bumpers, and also the hitch there in the front. All the armor paneling on the side here. At one point, the Zaamurets was pretty much the most armored train on the rails. It was actually the most powerful train, really. I believe it had 13 to 16 millimeters of armor, which not bad for an armored train, that's for sure. Up on top here, we got obviously the spotlight here, the chimney, and we have all the various little bits and stuff. We have the whistle here, which would be able to be operated by pulling the cable that runs back into the pilot house, or I'm not exactly sure what they really call it, but basically where the train engineers are located and operating the train from. I'm not too well versed on my train terms, so I do apologize if I do mess some stuff up or don't know the names of things. And then coming back here, we have obviously this whole area blocked off, doors and stuff like that, giving it that more protected look for the crew. And we also have the hopper, I believe it's called a hopper car, basically the coal car here, mounted on the back of it, which allows it to have its burning material to keep the steam going for the locomotive. But anyways, that's the locomotive train. This will be going ahead and building in this part of the tutorial, and then we're going to go ahead and basically do a tutorial for each of these cars individually and work our way until we have all the cars finished. So that right there is going to complete our overview here for the locomotive. Let's go ahead and move into the tutorial by beginning with our track layout. Alright guys, going ahead and moving into our track layout. Now our track layout is really simple. It's a basic design. If you built my Gustav gun over there, then you're very familiar with what we got going on here. So basically, to kind of begin with, the tracks here are very simple. They are 5 wide tracks, which allows us to have a 5 wide wheelbase for our locomotives. And you can see the basic design I have set up here. I'm just going to go ahead and expand it a little bit and show you what we got going on here. So basically from this, we're going to go ahead and just place down an anvil here on both sides. We're going to place down a second anvil going forward, a spruce wood slab on both sides of the outer sides of the anvil, and then a row 3 of spruce wood slabs across the middle. You're going to go ahead and repeat the pattern again. So anvil both sides, another anvil on both sides, spruce wood slab, row 3 spruce wood slabs across in between them, and spruce wood slab to the side. It's a very simple design and really nothing too crazy. For the total length of the train, I have 119 in length, and the train fits pretty good on that size. For the locomotive itself, though, you will need to have at least 33 tracks or length of track to actually get this locomotive fit perfectly. If you're planning on building this whole train, I definitely recommend having a long straightaway and kind of judging how much space you'll really need for it. So there's kind of an overview look for it. Definitely maybe make a bigger straightaway just so that you have plenty of room to squeeze it in. But your locomotive here should probably be about in the halfway point for your tracks there. It should fit fine, definitely when you extend it and give yourself plenty of space. So yeah, that's pretty much it for our tracks. Let's go ahead and move into the tutorial by beginning with our first layer, layer number 1. Alright guys, going ahead and moving into our first layer, we'll be going ahead and beginning with layer number 1. Now for layer 1, we're going to go ahead and basically get the basis of the train set up and good to go. We're going to use this as the baseline to go ahead and work our way up. So make sure that you have everything good to go and correct, and make sure you have your area picked out and positioned to start building this train. Now, one thing I want to throw in there is that this train is a bit outdated in the block choices, and by that I mean that we still have the oak wood signs and oak wood trapdoors, as those were the only trapdoors and signs available at the time. When I build this new model here, I'm going to be using the dark oak wood and spruce wood stairs and stuff like that to kind of fit the new design or the blocks a little bit better. With the new materials, so that's what we're going to be going ahead and working with. So if you do see a few different block choices here and there, that is why. To go ahead and get started with though, we're going to be going ahead and getting our tracks established. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get started by placing down a iron trapdoor like this. And now notice that the iron trapdoor is on the top portion of the block, and this is sitting on the anvils like so. We then want to place down one more iron trapdoor to both sides like so, and we're going to place down a row of 3 right behind that. We then want to take our dark oak wood trapdoors and place down a row of 2 here on both sides, and then we're going to place down one additional dark oak wood wooden trapdoor on both ends like that. So you get something that looks like this so far for the front of the train. Once that's finished there, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves some nether brick stairs. We're going to place down 2 nether brick stairs back to back, coming off this dark oak wood trapdoor. Same thing over here. And just like that. And in the space in between these wheels, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves some stone brick slabs, and we're going to place down a row of 3 of stone brick slabs across in between these nether brick stairs like that to make the axle. So again, that's 3 stone brick top slabs. Once that's done, we're going to be going ahead and repeating the same step a total of 3 more times. So we're going to have our 2 nether brick stairs back to back, and we're going to have a space of 1 in between our wheels. Just like this, and a row of 3 of stone brick top slabs across in between them. And we're going to go and do this a total of 2 more times. And we have our third set right there. And then our last set is going to go right here. And just like that. With that out of the way, we can go ahead and grab our dark oak wood trapdoors again. We're going to place down 2 dark oak wood trapdoors going back from these nether brick stairs. With that finished, we're going to go ahead and then take our black concrete. I'm going to place down a black concrete block here on both sides. And then in between the black concrete blocks, we're going to be going ahead and placing down a row of 3 of end rods across like this. After that's finished, we're going to go ahead and place down another brick top slab to both sides, followed by one more that goes in like this to both sides. We then want to place down a black concrete block again on both sides, and again a row of 3 of end rods going across there, stone button on both sides here of these black concrete blocks. With that all finished there, we're going to go back from these black concrete blocks with a dark oak wood trapdoor like that on both ends. And we then want to go ahead and place down a second one coming off this, going back as well. Once that's all finished, we're going to go ahead and go and skip a space out to the side, place down a dark oak wood top slab, and again, same thing over here, skip a space, one dark oak wood top slab like that to both sides. With that all finished there, we're going to go ahead and then go from this dark oak wood trapdoor. We're going to place down a set of 2 narrow brick stairs upside down like this for our wheels here for our hopper car. And of course, across in between them, we're going to take our stone brick top slabs and place down a row of 3 across, just like that. Once that's all finished there, we're going to go ahead and skip a space, place down a row of 3 of iron trapdoors going back. Same thing over here, skip a space and place down a row of 3 of iron trapdoors going back. We then want to skip a space coming off the iron trapdoors. You're going to place down 2 narrow brick stairs back to back. Same thing over here on this side as well, like so. And then coming off this narrow brick stair, a row of 3 of stone brick top slabs across, just like that. After that's all done, we're going to go ahead and then come back to this section back here. And very simply, we're just going to place down a row of 5 of dark oak wood top slab, or wooden trapdoors across like that on the front of those narrow brick stairs. Once that's all finished, that will create our basis here for layer 1 for the train. Here's a little bit of an aerial view of what it looks like so far. And we're going to be using that as a good basis to go ahead and build our next, or basically the rest of the train on. So, very important, make sure everything is correct and good to go. Once you're certain, you can go ahead and move on to your next layer, which is going to be layer number 2. Alright guys, going ahead and move on to our next layer. We're going ahead and move on to layer number 2. For layer number 2, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to be going ahead and placing down an anvil on top of this iron trapdoor up here in the front. Once that's finished, we're going to go ahead and have a stone brick slab coming off this anvil, followed by a narrow brick slab after that, like so. And then on both sides of the narrow brick slab, we're going to have a wither skeleton skull like that to both sides. With that finished, we're going to go ahead and then place down a stone brick upside down stair on both sides of this anvil. So stone brick upside down stair is going to kind of be coming off of it if it's faced toward it. So same thing like that, and same thing over here. Once that's all finished there, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves some, we'll actually use some dark oak wood signs for it, as it will look a little bit better. So like I mentioned, we're going to switch some things around here just a tiny bit. Just like that, come off those stone brick stairs, and then we want to go ahead and grab ourselves a piston. And we're going to be placing down a piston that's going to be on these dark oak wood wooden trapdoors. After that, behind these, we're going to be going ahead and placing down a red stone block, just like this, and our pistons should activate going forward. We then also need to grab ourselves some green terracotta, and we'll be using this green terracotta to place it down a row of 3 across in between the redstone blocks. We then want to go to the sides here, come off the side of the piston, and also this redstone block. We're going to be going and placing down 2 dark oak wood stairs. We then want to place down 1 more dark oak wood stair back, and it'll be the same thing over on the other side, like so. Also, make sure that if this wooden trapdoor does open from the redstone block, just make sure you go ahead and close it on the bottom here, as you don't want it sticking down. Once that's done in space between these stairs, we're just going to fill this in with a row of 5 of green terracotta. After that's done, we're going to go ahead and do a row of 7 of green terracotta across, and we're going to have quite a few rows like this afterwards. So we have our first row here, and we're going to be going ahead and going back quite a bit. So we have 1, we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13 rows of green terracotta going across like that. We then want to go ahead and grab ourselves some stone buttons and also some levers. We're going to start off from the front here, and we're going to go ahead and go to our first 6 blocks and place down stone buttons on the side of them. So again, 6 buttons like that. We're going to place down a lever and make sure it's facing upwards, followed by a stone button, lever facing upwards, and 1, 2, 3, and 4 stone buttons going back. Going over here, we're going to do the same thing. So 4 stone buttons on the back here, lever, stone button, lever, and then 6 going forward, just like that. Real simple there. When that's done, we're going to go ahead and then go to the sides here. We're going to go ahead and go off of these green terracotta blocks, and we're going to go ahead and take our dark oak wood stairs, and we're going to place down a row of 4 that goes back. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, and same thing over here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the space in between these stairs, we're just going to go ahead and fill this in with 4 rows of 5 green terracotta going all the way across, like so. Once that's done, we're going to go and take our green terracotta. We're going to place down a row of 7 across. And we then want to place down a dark oak wood up down stair to both ends. After that's done, we're going to place down a zombie head going forward on the side of the stair. Same thing over here. With that done, going ahead and continue on, we're going to go ahead and go to these narrow brick stairs. We're going to place down 2 stairs on top of those 2 upside down stairs. We're going to have these stairs up on top of each other back to back like so. Same thing back here, like that. We then want to take our green terracotta and the space in between these stairs. We're going to fill this in with 2 rows of 3 of green terracotta. Same thing over here as well. Going to the sides here, we're going to place down a stone brick block coming off this narrow brick stair, followed by a stone brick top sub that goes down like this, and then a stone brick block that kind of comes up like so. And there should be an end rod in between those 2 stone brick blocks. And we also want to go ahead and grab ourselves some tripwire hooks, and we're going to have tripwire hooks coming off those 2 stone brick blocks. And we're just going to go ahead and go over here and do the same thing. Stone brick block, top side here on the bottom, and 2 stone brick blocks like this, and tripwire hooks like that, and run across in between them like that. With that all finished, we're going to go ahead and go in between these stone brick blocks, place down a row of 5 of green terracotta across. When we get to this point, we're going to go ahead and place down a hopper on this iron trapdoor on both sides, and also the 3rd iron trapdoor like that on both sides as well. We then want to grab ourselves a mossy cobblestone wall, and we're going to place down a mossy cobblestone wall on this iron trapdoor and a zombie head coming off of it, and same thing over here, just like that. In the space in between these anvils and mossy cobblestone walls, we're going to place down 3 rows of 3 of green terracotta, filling that space in. Once that's finished there, we're going to take our green terracotta, we're going to place down a row of 5 across, and we're going to go ahead and do the same thing with our stone brick block. So stone brick block, tops up here on the bottom, stone brick block. Same thing over here. Stone brick block, tops on the bottom, stone brick block. Our tripwire hooks on the sides, and of course our end rod here in between. So just like that. With that all finished on the back here, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves a piston, and we're going to have a piston coming off of this narrow brick stair like so. Now, this narrow brick stair we actually need to go and delete, and we're actually going to swap this out for a redstone block. So we're just going to grab a redstone block, place it down that space, and your pistons are going to eject outwards. After that is done, we're going to go ahead and then place down a cobblestone wall in the corner between the piston and this block, so just like that in our corners there. Once that's done in the center space, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves stone brick stairs and also an anvil again. So I'm going to go ahead and just go to the front here for stone brick stairs. Go ahead and continue on. We're going to go ahead and go to the center trapdoor, and we're going to place down an anvil on top of it, followed by a stone brick upside down stair to both sides of the anvil. Just like that. Once that's done, coming off the side of these stone brick stairs, we're going to place down a dark oak wood sign like that on both sides. Stone brick slab coming off the anvil, narrow brick slab coming off the stone brick slab, and then a wither skeleton skull to both sides of this narrow brick slab. With that all finished, that will complete layer number 2. Going ahead and taking a look at it from up above, we should have something that looks like this for layer number 2. As you can see, we're starting to get a little more detail going on, a little bit more structure, and overall, a good start for the train. Anyways, that right there is going to do it for layer number 2. Let's go ahead and move into layer number 3. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 3. For layer 3 to go ahead and get started with, we're going to be going ahead and go into the front of the train, taking our green terracotta, and we're going to place down a row of 5 here across the pistons, anvil, and stone brick stairs like that. Coming off the faces of these stairs to the side, or these green terracotta blocks, we're going to place down 5 stone buttons across like so. We then want to take our mossy cobblestone walls, we're going to place down a mossy cobblestone wall to both sides, and on these 2 sides of the mossy cobblestone wall, we're going to take some dark oak wood signs and wrap them around like so. After that's done, we're going to take our green terracotta, we're going to place down a row of 5 across like this, mossy cobblestone wall to the side, dark oak wood sign coming off the side of the mossy cobblestone wall, and same thing obviously over here to this side as well. We then want to go ahead and do this one more time, so again another row of 5 of green terracotta across, mossy cobblestone wall to the side, dark oak wood sign, same thing here, mossy cobblestone wall, dark oak wood sign. Once that's all finished, we're going to take our green terracotta, we're going to place down a row of 7 across, and we're going to go ahead and have a few rows of 7 going back. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17 green terracotta blocks back. Now, to go ahead and expand upon this, we're going to go ahead and start doing the detail on the side of these. We're going to be going ahead and placing down an end rod on top of this zombie head here on both ends. We then want to take stone buttons and we're going to go ahead and go 1, 2, 3. Stone buttons forward from the end rod. Same thing over here. 1, 2, 3. We then want to grab ourselves a lever and have a lever facing upwards like this. We're going to go ahead and skip 2 spaces and place down a lever facing upward again. We then want to go ahead and go to this green terracotta block. We're going to place down a lever, have it flick downwards, skip a space, and place down another lever, flick downwards as well. And actually in that space in between these two levers, we're going to place down a stone button. Once that's done, going from this lever, we're going to go over, place down a lever flicked upwards. We're going to go ahead and skip 2 spaces, place down a lever upwards, skip a space, and another lever facing upwards, like so. So we should get something that looks like this along the side here. Going over to the other side, we're going to go ahead and do the same thing. So we have a lever, skip 2 spaces, lever right here, flick downwards, stone button right here, lever, flick downwards. We then want to place down a lever facing upwards, skip 2 spaces, lever, skip a space, lever, just like that for the detailing here along the sides. With that all done, we're going to go ahead and continue to work our way toward the back here. When we get to the back, we're going to be going ahead and placing down a green carpet on top of this dark oak wood upside down stair, and we're going to place down a dark oak wood upside down stair coming off this green terracotta block like that to both sides. We then want to place down a row of 5 of green terracotta blocks across in between them. Once that's done, we're going to place down a hopper that's going to go ahead and go on top of this stone brick block on both sides here, and then row 5 green terracotta across in between them. We then want to go ahead and grab ourselves a dark oak wood top slab, place it down coming off this hopper, again to both sides here, and a row of 5 green terracotta across in between. We're going to place down a hopper again to both sides, row of 5 green terracotta across in between these hoppers, and we then just want to go ahead and grab ourselves some dark oak wood signs and place them down the sides of the hopper and also the top slab. Same thing over here, just like that. Once that's done there, we're going to go ahead and take our dark oak wood stairs. We're going to place down a row of 3 of upside down stairs. So come off the hopper, so 1, 2, 3. Same thing over here. Do 1, 2, and 3. After that, in between these stairs, we're going to place down a row of 5 green terracotta, followed by a second row of 5, and a third row like that across. Once that's done, we're going to go do the same thing here with our hoppers. So we have a hopper, a dark oak wood top slab, and another hopper. Same thing over here. Hopper, dark oak wood top slab, and hopper. And on the side of the hopper and dark oak wood top slab, we're going to be going and placing down wooden signs. And same thing over here as well. And the space in between, we're just going to fill in with 3 rows of 5 of green terracotta, just like this all the way across. Once that's all done there, we're going to go and then place down a row of 5 of green terracotta going across here, followed by a dark oak wood upside down stair to both ends like that. With that done, we're going to go ahead and grab some stone buttons. We're going to place down a row of 3 stone buttons across the middle here, followed by a dark oak wood sign here to both ends, and a dark oak wood sign coming off the side here of this stair, like that to both ends. With that all done, that is going to complete layer number 3, and as you can see, again, more of the detail, building up more of the train, the locomotive here, and all that fun stuff. Anyways, that right there is going to do it for layer number 3. Let's go ahead and move into layer number 4. Alright guys, going ahead and moving on to our next layer, we have layer number 4. For layer 4, we're going to go and start off by placing down a green concrete block on top of this green terracotta block. As you can see, we have a little bit of a slight texture change there. And that's what we're going for. I'm going to use that instead of the green wall. I think it's going to look a little bit better for our case here. But anyways, once that's done, we're going to go ahead and place down a dark oak wood stair like this to both ends of that green concrete block. And then we're just going to place down a green terracotta block to both ends behind the dark oak wood stair there. Once that's done, we're going to go to the side of the stair and place down a dark oak wood sign, and this is going to be on the stair of the right side of the train, and that stair only. Once that's done, we're just going to place down a stone button here on those 2 green terracotta blocks. With that done, we're going to go to the sides here, place down a dark oak wood stair to both sides, and going back from the stair, we're going to place down 2 more additional stairs, so we have a row of 3 here on both ends. We then want to take our green terracotta, place down a row of 5 across the middle here, and then we're going to place down a second row of 5 like that across. Once that's done, we're going to place down a row of 7 of green terracotta across, followed by a second row, a third row, a fourth row, a fifth row, and then a sixth row, just like that. After that's finished there, we're going to go ahead and then grab ourselves levers, and we're going to place down a lever on top of this one, have it face downward, stone button, lever on top of this one, face downward, 2 stone buttons, lever, face downward like that, and same thing over here. Lever, down, stone button, lever, down, 2 stone buttons, lever, down. We then want to place down 3 rows of 5 of green terracotta cross. So we have 1, 2, 3, and then a stone button here on the middle green terracotta block, like that on both sides. With that done, we're going to go ahead and place down a row of 7 of green terracotta cross, followed by a second row, a third row, a fourth row, and lastly a fifth row. We're going to go ahead and start off placing down a lever on the first block, downward, 2 stone buttons, lever, downward, stone button, and going over here, same thing, lever, downwards, 2 stone buttons, lever, downwards, stone button like that. With that finished, we're going to go ahead and then grab ourselves some mossy cobblestone walls. We're going to place down 1 and 2 mossy cobblestone walls on the side here, and same thing over here, 1 and 2 mossy cobblestone walls. You can go ahead and now choose leave the space open if you do want to have a little bit of interior space for you to play around with, but for the sake of the tutorial, we're just going to go ahead and take our green terracotta and just fill the space in across here. So 2 rows of 5 of green terracotta across to fill that space in. We also want to take our dark oak wood signs, and on the sides here of these mossy cobblestone walls, we're going to be placing down dark oak wood signs here on the sides like so. Once that's finished, we're going to go ahead and then grab ourselves some spruce wood planks, and we're going to go ahead and place down a spruce wood plank like this on both sides. Again, leaving a space open if you do want to interior. If not, just go ahead and fill this in with a row of 3 of green terracotta. Once that's finished there, we're going to place down a green terracotta block here in the middle, and again a spruce wood plank to both sides. On the sides here, we're going to be going ahead and grabbing ourselves some spruce wood signs. So go into our create a menu, grab ourselves a spruce wood sign, and on the sides here of these 2 spruce wood planks, we're going to place down spruce wood signs. We then want to grab green carpet, and on top of this green terracotta block, this dark oak wood top stem, and this hopper, we're going to place down green carpet. Same thing over here. And to place the green carpet on the hopper, just make sure you hold down shift or crouch in midair, and you'll be able to place it down like that. Anyways, once that's finished there, we're going to go ahead and then place down a row of 3 of green terracotta across, followed by a mossy cobblestone wall to both ends. Once that's done, we're going to place down another row of 5 of green terracotta across, followed by again a mossy cobblestone wall to both ends. We then want to go along the sides here, place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 green terracotta blocks back. Same thing over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 blocks. We can go ahead and then fill the space in the middle here with some blocks of coal. So we can go ahead and choose to fill the space in just with some blocks of coal. Nothing real fancy here. Just filling this in completely here on the bottom like this. Actually, my bad. We're going to stop 1 row before the end here like this, and we can also swap this row 3 right here out for coal as well to kind of give us an idea of how big our bed of coal or a hopper car is actually going to be. Now on the back section here, in between this row right here, we're going to place down a row of 5 of green terracotta cross to create a row of 7 going all the way across there. Then on the sides here, we're going to take our stone buttons. We're going to go ahead and place down a stone button here. We're going to go ahead and then skip a space, stone button, skip a space, and then Alright guys, going ahead and continuing on, we're going to go ahead and then take our green terracotta and place down a row of 7 across. Again, you can leave the middle space open if you do want a little bit more interior space. We then want to place down an end rod like this, going up on both ends like so. And on the space across in the middle here, we're going to go ahead and take our green terracotta, place down a row of 3 across, followed by a spruce wood plank to both ends. We then want to place down a green terracotta block in the middle here, followed by again a spruce wood plank to both sides. On the side of this spruce wood plank, we're going to be placing down a wooden sign, and on the side of the spruce wood plank, we're also going to do the same thing with a spruce wood sign. We're then going to go ahead and grab ourselves a green carpet and place it down on top of these dark oak wood blocks and also this hopper. And to place it down on the hopper, just make sure you crouch in air, and you'll be able to place down the green carpet no problem. With that done, we're going to place down a row 3 of green terracotta across, followed by a mossy cobblestone wall to both ends. We then want to place down a row 3 of coal across the middle here, followed by a green terracotta block again to both sides, and then a mossy cobblestone wall to both ends. With that done, we're going to go and take our green terracotta, go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're going to go and go 6 blocks back, and same thing over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 blocks back. We then want to go to our 6th row, and we're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 of green terracotta across. And the rest of the space here, we're going to go ahead and just take blocks of coal and fill the space in. Now, granted, you really don't need to fill this in with blocks of coal completely, since we'll kind of have an upper layer up here, which will randomize and stuff and make, look like an actual hopper car. But for just the base, we're just going to go ahead and fill that in with blocks of coal completely. When we get to the back section here, we want to go and then grab ourselves an end rod, place it down on top of these dark oak stairs on both sides here, and then we just want to place down a row of 3 of green terracotta across the middle here, followed by a stone button on the 2 blocks on both sides there, and also a stone button here on the sides like so. And with that all done, that is going to almost wrap up this layer. One last thing, we're going to go ahead and go to the sides here of the hopper car, place down a stone button, skip space, 2 stone buttons, skip a space, a stone button. Same thing over here, stone button, skip space, 2 stone buttons, skip space, stone button. So pretty straightforward, nothing too complex or crazy. And again, we're starting to get more and more shape going for this train. Anyways, that right there is going to complete layer number 4. Let's go ahead and move on to layer number 5. Alright guys, going ahead and moving on to our next layer, we have layer number 5. For layer number 5, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to be going ahead and placing down a green concrete block on top of these 2 dark oak wood stairs. And we want to go ahead and then place down a green shulker box on side like this, facing forward. In between them, we're then going to go ahead and grab ourselves a zombie head, and we're going to place down a zombie head on the shulker box itself, and we want to place down a stone button on the sides here of these green concrete blocks, and also the one from the previous layer that I forgot to cover up as well. We then want to grab a green terracotta block, place it down to both sides, followed by again a stone button to both ends, and a stone button that's going to wrap around the side of this block like that on both sides for the corner there. We then want to take our green terracotta, we're going to place down a row of 5 across, followed by a second row of 5, and this second row of 5 is going to have a stone button on both ends. From this point here, we're going to have quite a few rows of 5 of green terracotta going back. So we're going to go ahead and have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and we're going to have 13 rows in total of green terracotta going back. Now, for this section up here, we're going to be going ahead and going to our levers here, and we're going to place down a lever on top of the green terracotta block that they correspond to. We're going to place down a lever facing forward like that to connect up. Same thing right here, same thing like that, and we can go ahead and take our stone buttons and kind of place them down in between there, like that on the side there, just for detailing purposes. And then we're going to place down a stone button on this green terracotta block going upward. And then again, the levers right here, we can have these flicked in like that to connect up. And 2 stone buttons there across in between them. With that all finished there, we're going to go and do the same detail over here to this side. So lever, flicked inwards, some stone buttons, and then stone button here, lever, flicked inwards, 2 stone buttons, lever, flicked inwards, stone button, lever, flicked inwards. And that right there will complete that whole section there. When that's done there, we're going to go and take our green terracotta. We're going to place down a row 7 across again, followed by a stone button on both ends. We then want to go and take our mossy cobblestone walls. We're going to place down 2 mossy cobblestone walls going back along the sides here. So same thing we did before. And again, some dark oak wood signs here on these sides there of those walls. We then can go ahead and fill in the space with green terracotta all the way across here, just to kind of close that area off. We're then going to take our green terracotta, place down a row 7 across again, followed by an end rod here on both ends. We then want to place down another row of 3 of green terracotta across, followed by a spruce wood plank to both ends, and coming off the side here of the spruce wood plank, we are going to be placing down a tripwire hook like this on both sides for the latch for the doors. We then want to place down a green terracotta block in the middle, spruce wood plank to both sides, and on the side of the spruce wood plank, we're going to be placing down a stone button on both ends. We then want to place down a row of 3 green terracotta across, mossy cobblestone wall on both ends like that. For this right here, we're going to go and take our blocks of coal, place down another row 3 across like this, green terracotta block, mossy cobblestone wall, same thing over here, green terracotta block, mossy cobblestone wall. On the sides here, same thing, row of 6 going back, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Same thing over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Again, take our stone buttons and just go up from these ones. Same thing over here. And then across this row right here, another row of green terracotta across. And then we just want to fill in this whole space with blocks of coal to go ahead and fill in our hopper car. So just like this, filling it all in completely like that. Once that's finished there, on the back section here, we're going to place down a zombie head on these 2 green terracotta blocks, and then going up from this, we're going to place down a row of 3 of green terracotta like this, followed by a row of 3 of stone buttons, and then a stone button here on this green terracotta block like that on both sides, like that. And once that's all finished there, that will complete our hopper car, and that will wrap up layer number 5 for the build. Let's move on to our next layer, layer number 6. Alright guys, go ahead and move into our next layer. We have layer number 6. So for layer 6 to go ahead and start off with, we're going to go ahead and place down a green concrete block on top of this shulker box there, followed by a stone button on the side there. We then want to place down a dark oak wood upside down stair to both sides of this green concrete block, just like that, and then coming off the dark oak wood stair here to the right, we're going to place down a wooden sign like so. Coming off the back of the stair, we're going to place down a dark oak wood stair like that, again to both sides like this. Once that's done, we're going to take our dark oak wood stairs, going back from this one, we're going to go ahead and place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15 stairs back. Same thing over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. And the space in between these stairs, we can go and just fill this in solid with green, not concrete, but green terracotta. So we can just go and fill this whole space in solid like so. And this will close this whole space off and have a nice solid structure there. Once that's done, we're going to take our green terracotta across, place down a row of 7, followed by stone buttons wrapped around this block on the sides here, like so. Once that's done, we're going to take our green terracotta, go back 1, 2, 3, and same thing over here, 1, 2, and 3. And on the sides of these blocks, we're going to place down 1, 2, and 3, or sorry, 1 and 2, just stone buttons like this, and then we're going to take our levers, place down a lever on this last green terracotta block, and have it face downward like this. Same thing over here. This space in here, you can go ahead and fill this in also with some green terracotta, just to kind of close this all off, like so. When we get to this section here, we're going to place down another spruce wood plank, going up on both sides here, row 3 green terracotta across, green terracotta block in the middle, spruce wood plank to both sides, and a spruce wood, spruce wood sign on the side of the spruce wood plank. Same thing over here, just like that. After that's done, we're going to place down another row 3 green terracotta across, mossy cobblestone wall to both ends. We then want to place down another row 3. Or sorry, my bad. This is going to be a green terracotta block here on both sides, and then a mossy cobblestone wall to both ends. And we then want to take our green terracotta, go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 blocks back. Same thing over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then close this row off across the back here. On top of this row 3 of green terracotta blocks, we're just going to place down a row 3 of dark oak wood stairs. At this point right here, we can go ahead and just randomize our blocks of coal here. So we can just go ahead and kind of randomize it in from this point. So kind of having like a slope down effect, like it's sloping down to this area, which would make sense as the coal kind of feeds into the car that way. So we'll kind of have something like that. I'm not sure actually how this would look, but we can go and try it out by taking some air brick slabs, maybe mix some air brick slabs in here to kind of create a little bit more of a sloped effect, and it doesn't look too bad for it. But this is in shaders, so it might look a little bit different for you guys. But, you know, something kind of like that to have a little bit of a sloping down effect with the coal will work real nicely, and you'll have a nice little effect there for your hopper car and all that stuff. Also on the sides here, we want to go ahead and include the stone buttons. So for this, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, and 4 stone buttons. Give space, stone button like that. And on the rear here, stone button on this corner block. Same thing over here on this side. Just like that. Anyways, once that's all finished there, that right there will wrap up layer number 6, and with that we can go and move on to our next layer, layer number 7. Alright guys, moving on to our next layer, we have layer number 7. For layer 7 to go ahead and begin with, we're going to place down a green terracotta block on top of this green concrete block. We then want to go ahead and go to both sides of this green terracotta block and place down a dark oak wood stair, and on this space across in between these dark oak wood stairs, we're going to place down a wooden sign there on that green terracotta block. Once that's done, we're going to go ahead and place down an additional green terracotta block back, followed by a dark oak wood stair to both sides. And then from that point there, we're going to go ahead and take a dark oak wood slab, place it down on both sides, and then in the middle space here, a dark oak wood stair. Come off the dark oak wood stair, green terracotta block, dark oak wood stair again to both sides. We then want to place down another dark oak wood stair here, dark oak wood slab to both sides like this. We're going to place down a row of 3 of dark oak wood slabs across, followed by a mossy cobblestone wall here in the middle, dark oak wood slab to both sides. We're then going to place down a dark oak wood slab again to both sides, green terracotta block here in the middle. Row 3, green terracotta across, green terracotta block in the middle, dark oak wood slab to both sides. When we get to this section here, we're going to go ahead and place down a dark oak wood stair, like so, a dark oak wood slab to both sides of the stair. We then want to place down a row of 3 of dark oak wood slabs across, followed by a second and a third row. We then want to go ahead and grab our dark oak wood fence post. We're going to place down a fence post here, followed by 1 and 2 over. And we then want to go ahead and place down a green terracotta block, followed by a dark oak wood slab to both ends, just like that. Once that's all finished there, we're going to go ahead and get to this section here. So for our cab, we're going to place down a row 3 of green terracotta, or sorry, my bad. We're going to place down a row of 1 terracotta block going back like this. Then to the right side, 1 block, dark oak slab, then green terracotta block. Once that's done, we're going to go ahead and go to the opposite side, and we're going to place down a dark oak wood stair, followed by empty space, and then a green terracotta block like that. Now on these green terracotta blocks on the side here, we're just going to go and take stone buttons and wrap them around. So same thing here on both ends like that. We then want to go ahead and go back from these blocks here, and we're going to go ahead and take some dark oak wood trapdoors, and we're going to go ahead and go 1 and 2 wooden trapdoors back, and same thing over here, 1 and 2, or sorry, my bad, just 2 wooden trapdoors over here on the right side, and then a green terracotta block, and then a wooden trapdoor like this over here on the left side there. And then we're just going to go ahead and place down a green terracotta block here on both ends and the corners here. Stone buttons wrapped around these blocks, of course. And also from the previous layer, we want to go ahead and have a stone button right there on that block that has the lever. So same thing again on both sides there. In the space across, or space in the middle here, we do want to close off these openings if we do not have an interior. So the best way to do this is to very simply take some concrete, and we're just going to take some black concrete, place down 2 rows of 5 here across just to fill that space in and close that off. And then we can place down a row 5 of green terracotta, then a row 3 of green terracotta, spruce wood, or sorry, my bad, a row of 5 of green terracotta across, and then we want to go ahead and place down a row 3 of green terracotta across, followed by a stone button on both ends, like so. Once that's done for this section here, we want to go and take our green carpet. We're going to go and take green carpet, place it down on top of these mossy cobblestone walls in green concrete block, or green terracotta blocks. So just like this on the sides there, so you get a shape that looks like this. We're then going to place down a dark oak wood stair to both sides, just like that. Once that's done, going ahead and going back from these stairs here, we're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 green terracotta blocks. Same thing over here, 1, 2, and 3. And then we want to place down a row of 5 across the back here to close that area off. Now on the side of these 4 green terracotta blocks, we're going to place down 4 stone buttons. Same thing over here on this end. And then across the back here, a row of 7 of stone buttons all the way across, like so. Once that's done, we're going to take our dark oak wood top slabs. We're going to place down a row of 3 here, followed by 3 rows of 2, and then a row of 3 like that. We then just want to take our green carpet and place it down on top of these green terracotta blocks, dark oak wood top slabs, all that fun stuff, just to go ahead and keep a nice green color from the top there, like so. And anyways, once you have that all complete right there, that is going to wrap up layer number 7. With that, we're going to probably move into our last final layers, which will be layers 8, 9, and 10. So with that, let's go ahead and move into our last final layers. Alright guys, going ahead and move into our last final layers. We're going ahead and moving into layers 8 through 10. So for these layers, to start off with, we're going to place down a black concrete block on top of this green terracotta block in the front here, followed by an item frame and glass pane, look like that looking forward, followed by a mossy cobblestone wall to both ends. We then want to place down a green terracotta block going back from that black concrete block, and again a mossy cobblestone wall on both ends. On top of this green terracotta block, we're going to place down a dark oak wood stair with the back facing forward, and then we also want to go ahead and grab ourselves a green carpet, and we're going to place down a green carpet on top of this black concrete block. With that finished, going back here, we're going to go to this green terracotta block, place down a green terracotta block going up from it, followed by a second and then a third. We want to take our mossy cobblestone walls, and around this second block here, this middle one, we're going to go and take mossy cobblestone walls and wrap around like this to create a box or a square from up above. When that's done there, we're going to go ahead and go to the top block here, place down a mossy cobblestone wall coming off only the sides of the block, And in the corner spaces here, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves a zombie head and have a zombie head here at a 45-degree angle in the corners here to kind of round the top off like so. And then on the very top itself, we want to go ahead and just take our green carpet, and we just want to place down a green carpet on top of those mossy cobblestone walls, except for the front one. The front one, we're actually going to place down a zombie head. And for the middle space itself, we're just going to go ahead and place down a black carpet like this for the top there. Once that's all finished, going ahead and moving into our next stack back, we're going to go and take our green terracotta, place down another row of green terracotta up from what we set up in the previous layer. We also want to place down a dark oak wood slab on top of this mossy cobblestone wall. On top of this, we're going to go and place down a set of dark oak wood slabs all the way across the top there of those green terracotta blocks. Once that's finished, we're going to go ahead and then grab ourselves a dark oak wood fence, followed by a dark oak wood fence gate, and also a cobblestone wall. We're going to place down a dark oak wood fence post up from the stair, followed by a cobblestone wall, and then a dark oak wood fence gate facing in, or opened up toward the wall itself. Now at this point right here, we're going to go ahead and take a dark oak wood fence post and place it down, going up from this right here. But if you do have access to barrier blocks, which you can get by using commands on PC, or if you are on console, I believe you're able to access them as well. We're going to be going ahead and taking barrier blocks and place them down from the side here, this fence post right here, back 1, 2, 3. So you have a total of 4 here, and we're going to place down stone buns on top of those 4 barrier blocks. Actually, maybe we're going to have one more right here, so you have a total of 5, and then you have your 5 stone buns on top. If you do not have access to that, very simply, where the stone buns are, this section here, you're just going to place down a row of 5 row of 5 of iron bars where the barrier blocks are. And that's how you can go ahead and get around that if you do not have access to barrier blocks. Anyways, continue on. We're going to place down a dark oak wood slab on top of this green terracotta block. We then want to place down a green terracotta block going back from it, followed by a upside down dark oak wood stair on top of that stair right there. And then come off to the side here, a dark oak wood top slab, and then a green terracotta block. And again, actually a dark oak wood stair like this. And then over here to this side, we're going to place down a green concrete block, a green terracotta block, dark oak wood top slab, and another dark oak wood stair on this end, like so. Once that's done, we're going to take our dark oak wood stairs. We're going to go ahead and go 1, 2, and 3 stairs back. Same thing over here, 1, 2, and 3 stairs back. Like we did before, we can go take our black concrete, place down a row of 5 across the top here like this. After that, we're going to place down 2 rows of 5 of green terracotta. So we have 1 and 2 rows across. We then have a third, followed by a stone bun on the side here, or on both ends of this row of 5. We then want to place down a row of 3 across, and then stone buns here on both ends of this row of 3. Also in the back here, we're going to take our stone buns, place down 1 and 2 up, 1 and 2, and 1 in the middle there. And then once we have that all finished on the top here, we're just going to grab ourselves some green carpet, and actually some dark oak wood trapdoors. We're going to place down 1 and 2 trapdoors over here on the left side, and then 1 on this slab to the right side. On top of these trapdoors, we're going to place down green carpet, and we also want to place down a row of green carpet along the side here, like this, going back, and same thing over here. We're then going to take dark oak wood slabs, place down a row of 3 across the middle here, and we're just going to stretch this back all the way back to this point right here, and fill this whole space in between, just like that, to fill the top in, and create the curvature top of the train like so. And once we have that all complete, that is going to finish our first part for building the Zaamurets armored train from World War I by going ahead and building the locomotive. That right there is going to complete the locomotive, and with that will end up completing our tutorial. Make sure to check the description and also the pinned comment to go ahead and get the links and connections to the air train cars, so you can go ahead and continue on building this train. Hope you guys do enjoy the build and are able to put it to good use. If you do end up using this design, I do ask you guys give me proper credit for it. This being a thing from the son of the build, link to my channel or this video if this does appear on social media sites. As long as you guys give me credit for it, you're free to use it for whatever projects you guys are working on. Overall, enjoy the build, have fun with it, and enjoy it. Other than that, that's going to do it for this tutorial. Thank you guys all so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Garrett 2x4, and I'll see you guys next time.